What's up, guys? Welcome back to the #1 Premier League channel, the main event. This is your boy Faisal. Today we have a special guest here, Sultan. He also has a channel. The link is going to be in the description below. Make sure y'all subscribe to that as well. But before we even get started, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's bring this channel up to 500 subscribers if possible by the end of the year. We could do it. Let's at least get a couple likes on this video too. But today, what we're going to do is, as y'all know, the league has ended. So what we're going to do is a team of the season for each of us. We're going to go turn by turn pretty quick, and we're going to list out our team of the season, starting with goalkeeper. So let's get started.
Tell them again. Live it up to the end.
Let's get started. In goal, we have Alisson from Liverpool. I put him there because he kept the most clean sheets, and he's a definite upgrade from the past. And I feel like that's money well spent from Liverpool because they spent around 70 million. It was a record when they bought him, and until Chelsea bought Kepa, he was the highest record for a goalkeeper.
So for goalkeeper, as you know, I also have Alisson. From the moment he put on the shirt, he just looked more confident in that goalkeeper box. He strung together a lot of good performances this season, and he kept a lot of clean sheets, which caused him to get the Premier League Golden Gloves ahead of Ederson this season. I would say he's been the better Brazilian goalkeeper. Also, he's Brazil's first choice now as goalkeeper ahead of Ederson. So, yeah, bright future ahead.
Perfect. So unanimous decision there. In left back, I have Robertson, who had 12 assists in the Premier League this season. And I felt like he has been one of the most consistent players since he has arrived to Liverpool. Every season, he's actually performed well. He's one of the most underrated players as well for Liverpool. Liverpool bought him for like 9 million back then, which was a pretty good price. It was a bargain price for him, and he's improved ever since he's arrived to Liverpool.
Yeah, so same. I also have Robertson as left back because, came from Hull City, Scottish left back, £9 million. That's a pretty good deal. And, we experimented with him. We would sub him on some games. He would put in a really good performance. And then we ended up starting him, and he showed, a lot of class and, charisma. And he played with a lot of passion. So, that led him to be the starting left back ahead of everyone else. And, yeah, solid choice.
Yes, sir. So in center back, we have Virgil van Dijk, and I think that should be a unanimous decision for both of us because he's massively improved Liverpool's defense. Since he's came in, they've actually improved from their back line. They've kept clean sheets. Their defending has gotten better, and I think he's one of the main reasons why that has happened.
Yeah, so I also picked Virgil van Dijk as my center back because, as you know, he came in, put that number 4 shirt on, and instantly impacted the defense. Clearances, strength, and actually a fun fact, he hasn't got dribbled past at all this season. The only center back in Europe to not get dribbled past this season, so that's actually insane. I say his physical presence is probably the main reason because, he's 6'4", absolute unit. He can do it in the air, he can do it on the ground. All around top center back.
So alongside him, I have Laporte from Man City, and he's a guy who barely had minutes last season, but he's been one of the most consistent players this season. He's filled Otamendi's place, and he's scored some crucial headers. He's good in the offensive side of the ball and defensively. He scored a goal against Brighton on the last day, which ended up being the winning goal for them to win the title, which was pretty important. But yeah, he's been very consistent alongside Van Dijk.
Okay, so yeah, I also have Laporte as my center back for Team of the Year or season, but same thing. He improved Man City's back line. I mean, he came in and he didn't really get that many minutes first season. He was like an experiment. And second season, he starts most of his games, starts almost all the games. And he proved that he should be their first choice center back. They're structurally sound now. Man City needs him for the set pieces, headers, clearances, goals. He's always there, and he makes a big impact.
Okay, so in right back, the final position of the defense, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I feel like there wasn't a lot to choose from this season. That's why I have him there. He's had 11 assists in the Premier League as a right back, and he's only 20 years old, so he's only going to get better from here. He's had a lot of experience in the Premier League now. He's also had experience in the Champions League, so from now on, he's only going to get better, and that's why I have him there.
Okay, so obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold, world class, and he's only 20 years old. At his age, like nobody's ever done what he's doing this season. Most assists for a defender in Premier League history, which is insane at his age. He's also been crucial. Like he puts in a hell of a performance every time he puts on that shirt. Works like a dog. Really consistent. You might as well play him as a right wing, and he'll still do a good job. He's just all around world class player, and he's only 20 years old.
So I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but we're doing a 4-3-3. That's our formation. So let's move on into the midfield. And in the midfield, I have Paul Pogba. Pogba has created one of the most goals and assists, and he's also had the most chances created and the most key passes. He's also had the most goals than any other center mid in Europe's top 5 leagues, so that's why I have him there. If it wasn't for him, I feel like Man U would have finished lower than they have. He's been a key player to Man U's season, so yeah, that's why I have him there.
So, I was debating whether to put him in or not, but yeah, I put Pogba in my team of the season, mainly because he had the most goals for a midfielder, and he had a lot of chances created, and he was possibly Man United's only relevant player this season, which is sad to say because they have like Alexis Sanchez, they have other top players, and Pogba just had to be the only player that really put in performances this season. But
yeah, so unanimous decision again. We have in another center mid, we have Bernardo Silva. I feel like his work rate has been crazy this season. He's been one of City's most important players this season, if not the most important player. And only Hazard has created more chances from open play than him. So that's one of the many reasons why I put him there. He's been one of City's MVPs this season, and that's why he's there.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva is also my center mid choice. He's one of those underrated midfielders that don't get a lot of credit, because he might not always be on the score sheet, but he's behind almost every play. And if you watch him, you'll see time and time again that he puts in like a hell of a performance. He's always charging down the wing or, doing link-up plays or, starting the plays. I mean, he's a workhorse, and he doesn't get enough credit for what he does, but he's a baller. He's an Iniesta-like player, and Man City should be lucky to have him.
But in center defensive mid, I have Fernandinho. Fernandinho has been one of the most important players to City's success this year, even though most people don't see what he does. He has one of the most interceptions, one of the most aerial duels won. He's been a consistent player for City, I believe. His work rate is also very good, and he's one of the most underrated players City have. So that's why I have him there. He's been very important to City's success this season.
Yeah, so I also have Fernandinho yet again as my center defensive mid. Fernandinho did not get a lot of talk this season. Like nobody talked about him that much this season, but he's one of those underrated performers that does his job almost every game, does it well. He might not ever be on the score sheet and he might not assist, but he is like one of the most important players in City's team because he's been there for years now, tons of experience. He ensures that the back line stays solid and he doesn't let them panic that much because he's their last line of defense before the back four. And, he did his thing.
Unanimous up until now, but this is where things change a little bit when we move up to the top. In left wing, I have Eden Hazard from Chelsea. He won Playmaker of the Year, which is the most assists in the Premier League. He's also one of the many reasons why Chelsea made it to the top 4. His goals at the end of the season were very important to them making the top 4. So I feel like he deserves the spot in the left wing position.
So for my left winger, I was going to put Eden Hazard, but Mane was a really underrated performer this season, even though he got top scorer with Aubameyang and Salah. But the reason why it's so special is that he got top scorer without scoring any penalties, I don't think that's ever been done in the Premier League. But yeah, one of 3 African players that are in the top 3 scorers. He's performed well for us this season. He always gets in the right place at the right time. He's always there doing link-up plays with Salah, Firmino, ensuring that, the team gets the correct chances created and good goals. I'd say he's one of our most important players this season, along with Salah.
So let's move on to the right wing position. And yes, Mane was debatable for left wing as well for me. But right wing, I have Sterling. Sterling has been one of the most improved players in the Premier League this season. He's contributed a lot to the success that City also had. And he scored 24 goals in all competitions. So that's the most goals in one season for his career, which is proof of how he has improved his goal scoring ability. So he's one of if I had to name City's 3 top MVPs, he would be one of them alongside Bernardo Silva and Ederson. So I have Sterling there as well.
I debated putting Sterling as my right winger, but I'm a Liverpool fan, so I had to go with Mohamed Salah, top scorer this season for us. Alongside Mane and Aubameyang from Arsenal. But he didn't have the best season, but he somehow managed to have a really good season at the end. So he picked it up, got top scorer, had a decent amount of assists. Him and Mane were our top scorers in all competitions. What more can I say? He did his job and he did it well.
And the final position is our striker. And for striker, I put Aguero there. Aguero has been one of the most consistent players over the past maybe 6 or 7 years in the Premier League, scoring 20 goals or more each season. And he has done it again this season. He scored 21 goals, one less of the Golden Boot winners, Aubameyang, Salah, and Mane. And if he had scored one more, he would have also got the Golden Boot. But still, 21 goals is good enough, and it helps City win the Premier League again this season.
As well, I put Sergio Aguero as my striker because, he's a real workhorse. Nobody compares to his level of goals, over the last 6-7 seasons in the Premier League because he's really consistent. Although at times he is injury prone, he manages to get out of injury and pick back up right where he left off and, get in the box, make defenders panic, get a goal in whatever fashion, tap in, header, penalty, long shot, but yeah, I'd say he's deserving of that number 1 spot.
So mostly unanimous up until there, but that is our team of the season. That is my team of the season, and that's his team of the season. But before we go, we have our honorable mentions, players that could have made the team of the season for us. And for me, I have a couple players in mind. I have Mane, Salah, and Aubameyang to start with. They are the Golden Boot winners, and they could have fit in there in any position that I could have put. Eriksen and Son as well, who have improved Spurs a lot this season. Lindelof, who has improved Man U's defense, and also Ederson, who was very, very debatable about putting in the goalkeeping position for the team of the season. So that's my honorable mention.
So my honorable mentions, I wanted to put Hazard in the starting team for left wing, but, Mane contributed more and had a more important season than Hazard because, unfortunately, although Hazard is in the Europa League final going against Arsenal, they somehow, they finished third, right? Chelsea finished third. Yeah, they finished a third ahead of time somehow. Although he didn't do too well against the top 6, he had a good season individually, and that's why I put him in honorable mentions. Some other honorable mentions are, Aubameyang, really good season, top scorer as well. I wanted to put Eriksen in replacement for Pogba, but Eriksen didn't shine as well as he did last season. Who else? Heung-min Son also had a really good season. Really underrated performer. He goes by his nickname Sonaldo, and I think he lives up to that name pretty well. And I'd say that was it for my honorable mentions.
So, yep, that's our team of the season and honorable mentions. Make sure y'all get involved. Let us know whose team of the season y'all prefer more, or let me know what your team of the season is. Definitely not his, but let me know what your team of the season is in the comments below. Make sure y'all like this video. Let's get a couple likes on this video. Let's also get a lot more subscribers on this channel, and let's get to 500 like I said before the end of the season. I think we could do that. But besides that, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at hfaisal4. Make sure y'all follow him too.
Sultan Boss, you can find me on any social media, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
He doesn't have that much social media, but make sure y'all follow, subscribe to his channel as well. Let's get this up. Let's get this channel moving. We're already getting it started. So, yeah, until next time, peace out.